Okay, so now we're gonna look at the program. So just one more point. We're gonna do a 70-30% split. So we're gonna split our data set such that our training set is 70% of the data set and test set is 30%. And this is the more common one. You can split 80-20, 85-20, 75-25, whatever you prefer. 60-40 also. Different types of splits can be done, but we'll stick with the more common one, 70-30. So if you go again to the scikit-learn website, you will use this train test split function to split our data set. You can do it by typing in the commands also, but in a lot of cases you'll see that there are built-in functions in the scikit-learn library that make life easy for you. So the train test split function is another function that makes it easy for us to split the data set. And we'll also use the confusion matrix function to build our confusion matrix. One more thing about the train test split function, you can actually control the size of your test set. By default is 0.25, which means that 25% of the data set would be the test set and the rest would be the training set. So you can control the size of your test and training data sets. So let's go to the program now. So go ahead and download the program. We begin with the usual stuff, taking care of the, looking at the summary, looking at, taking care of the missing values, categorical variables, and that's something you always have to do, obviously, when you're building a machine learning model. Here is what is different over here. This part. Now this is obviously where you have the X-train is always our features or predictors, and now the next step is something new that we're going to use the train test split function. So if you let's go move this over here. So I have made a choice of the test set to be 0.3, right, 30%. And so it's automatically gonna generate the test set containing the features of the test set and the target variable in the test set also. So now obviously you have split your own the training data set. So you have the test variable. So there's no Kaggle over here. We did not download anything from Kaggle. This test set is something we are creating on our own. So the target variable is already there in the test set. And the random state equals 1 is again the seed to make sure that we get the same result if we run the program multiple times. So then we build our decision tree model. Again, we fit the decision tree, we train the decision tree, and then we make our predictions. Now the next step is we're going to again import a few things from the scikit-learn library. These are again the matrix that we're going to look at, and this is the confusion matrix we're importing from the scikit-learn library. And so you can calculate you can present your confusion matrix as a data frame. So let's run the program and look at the confusion matrix. Right. So here's the confusion matrix. It's a bit it's a bit different from it's set up in a bit different way. So this is our positives and this is our negatives, right? So it doesn't matter, but because the true positives and true negatives are still the values that we're interested in. So this is going to be your actual survived, predicted survived, right? So that's true positives. This is true negative, right? And this is these are your passengers who actually survived, but the model predicts that they died. So this is false negative and this is false positive. So so you can print out your accuracy. The accuracy of your model is 77%. Not really good, but that's fine. And recall is precision is 83% and recall is 58%. Again, in the next few videos, we're again doing cross validation, and we'll stick to that. But this is just an overview of another method. So we'll improve the accuracy as we move on. So I have some values over here for so you can also run it. So if you remove, let's say, the test size over here, right? The default value is 25%. And so the confusion matrix that you get is this one, right? And your accuracy is a bit different now, is 79% improved. So you can see that your accuracy can improve actually if you change the size of your test or training data set. So here I've you have these built-in functions that give you all the matrix, but you can also calculate these by just noting which of these are the true positives and true negatives and so on. So this is just a test calculation over here. Go through it and make sure you understand it. Okay, so this was the train, test, split method. So next we'll just start doing some feature engineering and introduce some new features in our data set. We'll go back to the usual to the cross validation method in the next videos.